even though they were separated by thousands of years, or you would say there are 4 parallel streams of evolution going on.
Since Homo sapiens are the same all over the world, obviously when we face the same problems, we will come up with the same answers.
To get the same answer in 4 parallel streams makes it, to me, seems very unlikely. It's hard to imagine that the Incas went anywhere near Egypt. I find that a bit hard to believe.
I find you motherfuckers hard to believe.
If all these sites were built at different times, they can't have been built by the same people. But monuments can't be dated. Only the organic remains found nearby. So did the Incas really build Machu Picchu? Did the Egyptians really build the pyramids?
It is entirely possible these smooth-sided pyramids were second-hand monuments that were reused by the Egyptians. I am a scientist, so it's very difficult for me to say that.
Maybe Egypt holds the answers. It's time to go back to the pyramids, remembering what Sherlock Holmes taught us. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. In Egypt, a researcher who wished to remain anonymous gave us a trail to follow. It all started in Egypt, not far from Giza, at the foot of the Red Pyramid, ascribed to Snefru, Cheops' father. This is the Pyramidion, the Red Pyramid's cap. It was discovered by the German Egyptologist Rainer Stadelmann in 1993. These shots were taken in 2005, when the Pyramidion measured exactly 1 meter in height.
We assembled it, and its dimensions were precisely 1 meter by 1.57 meters. Surprisingly, it was also precisely 1 meter high.
The Egyptians knew many things that we have inherited, but not the metric system, of course. We can think that the estimate was roughly 2 cubits. That was enough for the stonecutter.
Was this sheer chance? It seems a remarkable coincidence.
It seems a remarkable coincidence. A coincidence. The metric system. When did the world first start using the metric system? Wasn't that the late 1700s? Hold on, who was that? Was it France? I think it was France. The Louvre? That bitch who got all that Egypt shit but don't know nothing? Never mind.
But in 2008, when we returned to the pyramids, the Pyramidion had changed.
We are very intrigued because here we have, let's be honest, a version of the real form and function of this object. There were no grounds for this object to take this shape. Of course, they invented it. Why? We have absolutely no idea.
This matters because the dimensions of the original Pyramidion provide a crucial clue to understanding the mystery of the pyramids. But these astonishing numbers only work in meters. The length of the meter depends on a precise calculation of the circumference of the Earth, and that was only defined in 1793. Unless the meter wasn't invented in 1793. Maybe the meter had been around much, much earlier and had been secretly passed on over the centuries. This takes us to the shadowy world of occult knowledge and secret brotherhoods. It's an uncomfortable and uncertain journey, maybe a step too far. Time to take another look at the pyramidion. It's exactly 1 meter high. If we add the length of two sides together, it gives us 3.14, or pi in meters. But there's something simpler and more interesting about the pyramidion. It's an exact scale model of the Great Pyramid at Giza, something even its discoverer hadn't noticed. The Giza pyramid is missing its apex. It's possible that the pyramidion is the missing top of the Great Pyramid. In a circle, if the diameter is 1 meter, then 1/6 of the circumference is 0.5236 of a meter, which is exactly the length of the cubit used to build the Great Pyramid. This means the builders of the Great Pyramid certainly knew what a meter was. They used it with pi and the golden number to determine the length of the cubit. But the mysteries don't end there. The anonymous researcher we spoke to earlier had been plotting the ancient sites on a world map.
This strip that stretches from Easter Island to Giza is actually part of a 25,000-mile-long circle.
In reality, of course, there are no long-distance connections across light years. There's no possible connection over such a stretch of time would link Easter Island and the Egyptian pyramids.
This 100-kilometer wide circle goes through many significant ancient sites across the globe. In Peru, it passes through the Paracas Drawing, the Nazca Tracks, Ollantaytambo, Machu Picchu, Cusco, Sacsayhuaman, and the Paratoari Pyramids. In Africa, it crosses Mali and the mysterious Dogon lands, where they knew the stars Sirius B and C before any astronomers. Algeria and the Tassili Nijar, with its painted Martian god. In Egypt, it goes through the Siwa Oasis and its Zeus Ammon temple, and through the Great Pyramid at Giza. Next, it crosses Petra, Ur, where Abraham was born, Persepolis in Iran, Mohenjo-Daro in Pakistan, where the unreadable writing was found that is so close to the writing on Easter Island. Then it crosses sites that have always been known as the homes of the gods, Khajuraho in India, Phayai in Burma, Sukhothai in Thailand, Angkor Wat and Prahihar in Cambodia. And it ends with the most isolated and mysterious place on Earth, Easter Island. There is an astonishing accuracy to this alignment.
The accuracy is astonishing, he says. So now we're confirming heliocentrism based off this Egyptian monument and whatever they could place on this straight line that goes around the Earth. I'm curious, are the maps that they're using, are they distorted at all? Are they Mercator projections? Have they been slapped on a globe? Would those same lines work on the flat Earth model? Is the flat Earth model even representative of the universe outside of our knowledge? A lot of questions arise considering that the realm of our Earth is 100% known. Now, all of a sudden, a structure pops up that confirms heliocentrism? Okay.
The answer to these ancient mysteries are strange and difficult to fathom. Many scientists and archaeologists will dismiss them out of hand. But if we decide to ignore them, then our planet may pay a terrible price.
All y'all punk ass liars about to pay the motherfucking price. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Lies on top of lies on top of lies. Let's keep it simple here, because in the world of academia, this conversation is inevitably just going to be circular. The scientists can't agree with the archaeologists, can't agree with the paleontologists, because that is by design. They don't want you to know. Here's a simple question. When you ask who built the pyramids, here is a very, very simple way to answer that question. Well, what were the materials that were used to make the pyramids? Now, I know we just wasted damn near an hour looking at how the Egyptians supposedly were using chiseled rocks and stones. Well, what if in light of new evidence, that's actually concrete? That instead of chiseling rocks, they actually created a geopolymer out of limestone, which essentially created concrete. But one second. Where else were these materials used? Where else on Earth was this limestone geopolymer used? What if I told you ancient Rome? Or just Rome in general? See, around the 1500s, everything that the Romans made was of that limestone stucco bullshit. And all they did was change the formula: 2 parts dirt, 3 part ash, 1 part I don't give a fuck. And they can make any sort of concrete look different. So they did that in Rome. Look at all of the ancient Roman or Greek architecture, and you'll notice the same concrete throughout, the exact same methodology that was used to build the pyramids. So you're telling me that Romans built the pyramid? Possibly. But I'm sure Europeans built the pyramid, which essentially means Romans built the pyramid. Why not? That area had been long conquered by Rome. And we know that Rome is the Holy Roman Serpent. So of course they needed this area to propagate deception. Now you don't have to take my word for it. Let's just reflect history. Now, as you guys know, I am a geography buff. So what I'm gonna do in finalization is we're gonna take a look at some old maps. Surely, those pyramids show up in the form they're supposed to on old maps. Okay guys, let's look at some old maps. All of these maps here are going to be before 1812, actually before 1891, because I want to show you a couple of things here, just in case you don't know exactly where Cairo or the pyramids are supposed to be located. They're going to be located at the bottom of the Nile Delta, right there where all of the rivers kind of conjoin, right there at the bottom there. And the pyramids are supposed to be right there across the river. So the first thing you'll notice here is you'll see Cairo right here at the map, but you'll also notice that what is missing? Oh, no pyramids. Okay, cool. We're just going to look at a few different maps, and you'll notice here, you'll see Cairo, but you'll also notice, oh, does that say pyramids there? Let's look at this map. So you'll see Cairo here, you'll see it right there in the corner, and you'll also see the pyramids across, located just to the south of Cairo across the river. And you'll also notice that there are 4 pyramids, and you can see they're standing straight up. So they're not really accurate representations, but hey, they're pyramids. Now let's look at this map from 1600, and you'll notice right here of where the pyramids are supposed to be, you see nothing there, but it's really conspicuous because you see this huge church right there. So this huge structure can show up on the map, but the pyramids can't. Moving along, you'll see right here it says Cairo, and then you'll see pyramids, and then it says 17 something. Pyramids 1700 something. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Suspicious none the least. Here's another map. You can see Egypt. This map, again, is from the 1700s. And as we zoom in, you see the pyramids. But where? There's the bigger copy. And as we zoom in, where do you see these pyramids? Do you see them on the east side of the Nile? Just south of Cairo? Aren't they supposed to be over? Oh, there goes some pyramids over. Ooh, there's some pyramids over there too. Hold up, there are pyramids there, pyramids there, pyramids there, pyramids. Where did all of those pyramids go? Once again, we see pyramids. We see pyramids here, pyramids here, pyramids here, pyramids here, pyramids here, pyramids there. But those are on the west side of the Nile. Okay. All right, they've done a few different things with the pyramids, it appears. Oh, look, there it goes again. Cairo and 4 pyramids. Okay, cool. 4 pyramids. I don't know. Okay. Ooh, hold on. There's Cairo's not here, but I do see Babylon. I do see Babylon. Cairo's not on this map, but I do see Babylon. Okay. No Cairo. No pyramids, but I do see Babylon. All right. Oh, we see more pyramids just to the south, and there are 3. Interesting. Oh, there goes Babylon again. I see Babylon. I see Memphis. I don't see Cairo, and I don't see pyramids. Interesting. So when I first started getting into this, there is a video on YouTube by a guy named Dave Johnson, and he has all of these great pictures of the pyramids from all of these old books. Most of these maps are coming out of books where people have traveled and they've actually taken pictures of the land, and that's really why those books are so expensive. So you'll see here in 1572, you'll see what looks like a few pyramids inside a quarry, or look like tree stumps, but I think it's a quarry, some land, and it doesn't look anything like what history says it's supposed to look like. And then a little bit later, you start to see all of these pyramids. There's a ton of pyramids now. There's an obelisk, there's a ton of pyramids, there's a little house up there, there's a guy back there. It's like a whole thing. It's like Pyramid City over here. And that's 1591. So maybe not even the 1600s, that's 1591. Then you get into the 1600s and you're seeing larger pyramids now. You see now they have a little more symmetry to them. They're not just peaks that stick up out. But you'll notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pyramids. Okay, whatever. Oh, then we see what they're doing now. Now you'll notice that north is pointing south for some reason on this 1653 mock-up, but we're gonna keep it moving because obviously this is some bullshit at this point. Oh, now we are in 1665 and we've got big pyramids, little pyramids, a head sticking up out of the ground. We got a whole bunch of shit thrown together. No symmetry, nothing. Okay, awesome. Oh, and in 1698, we got a new Sphinx. All of a sudden it went from a white guy with the sport clip haircut to a white guy in an Egyptian headdress. Boy, I tell you, crackers is something else, bruh. The pyramids of Memphis. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, that's a nice picture. Doesn't quite look like what it's supposed to look like. But let's pretend that the face is supposed to be a woman. Let's just pretend, okay, never mind, move it along. And you'll notice here on this map, once again, you're going to see right across from Cairo, but the way that this map is oriented, you'll notice that the pyramids are on the other side, but they're actually north, not south. So the pyramids have not only changed shape and style, they've also changed locations. So I just wanted to show you the inconsistency of past maps that clearly show that the pyramids have changed. Not only have they changed, they've moved. Some maps do not even depict the pyramids. And when they do depict the pyramids, they depict them looking totally different than what we're used to thinking that the pyramids look like today. But you expect me to believe that they were built 3000 BC. And if you believe that, hit me in the DM, because I can flip $5 into 5 stacks by tomorrow. Shit. All of their bullshit lies are crumbling. What a time to be alive. No matter what you think about what you hear as far as it concerns the history of Egyptians or who built the pyramids, understand that your version of history is a lie, has been a lie. My people, we know what's been stolen from us. So they built the pyramids without machines, without iron, without steel. Let me get that right. So they steal your culture, your spirituality, they steal your religion, but they don't steal the steel? Or did they steal the steel? But instead of maybe 3,000 years ago, it was 300 years ago. Just some food for thought, because our version of history is a lie. And every time we go to one of these stories, who is the central figure in the deception? Of course, Rome. It's always Rome, correct? It's always Rome. All roads lead to Rome. So if you're wondering who built the pyramids, the fucking Romans did. And you don't have to be a paleontologist, an archaeologist, or an Egypt bullshitologist to figure that out. All you have to do is read a little bit. Why did those pyramids look like that in the 1600s? They showed up like that on every map consistently. I looked at over 30, 40 maps. All those pyramids look straight up in the air like a horn sticking out of the ground. No way as symmetrical as they are now. Did they just not put those pyramids on the map back in the day? Did they just disappear? Like, oh, those pyramids were always there, but those other pyramids, you know what? They just didn't draw it right. People, they didn't go there, so they didn't know exactly how many pyramids there were. Yet, we have all of these depictions from the very same books that show the bullshit pyramids on the map. Except for these books cost hundreds to thousands of dollars. And luckily, there's a really good website out there called davidrummy.com. It's an antique map collection, and they show you really, really detailed old maps. Like one of my favorite websites, hands down. I've learned a lot, mainly through observation, because I stare at maps for hours. So what happens? I stare at maps and I see no pyramids in Egypt when guys like Mercator drew everything. So they've got churches here, they got a nigga in the field with a fucking hoe. But they don't have a pyramid on the map? Come on, son. The incisions made to that limestone, polymer, concrete, that was done with machines. They stole everything, but they didn't steal steel. Okay. So this was our quick look, maybe a little longer than quick look, at the history of the pyramids. Now, I'm not here to change your mind, but I am here to make you think as an adult. Use your mind and don't fall into cognitive dissonance. When somebody says something that doesn't necessarily agree with you, you automatically shut that shit down. I promise you that will get you in trouble in life, because not what everybody's saying is crazy. Some people actually do research. Some people do use their mind. Common sense tells you that those pyramids were built after the discovery of the Americas. Why? Because they needed landmarks to perpetrate the worldly deception of saying Egypt's there instead of here, saying Israel's there instead of here. And that's where I'm going to leave off today, because we're going to talk about the history of iniquity. Shout out Lauren Hill, shout out to my homeboy Zion. But we're going to talk about the history of iniquity. in the Middle Ages, in the Dark Ages, and how it was fabricated out of thin air by Rome. All praises to the Most High. Much love to everybody who sticks through these videos. I hope you learned something. Please share this with your friends, your family, and don't just stop here. Don't take my word for it. Please research this stuff for yourself. And as always, thank you very much to anybody who has donated to the movement. Gratitude and love. All praises to the Most High. Until next time, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.